A 17-year-old young woman who was popular on social media was murdered in Utica, New York back in 2019. Her killer posted the images of her body online and they soon went viral. But if that wasn't horrific enough, the images were also sent to the victim's family. Drika Duncan for 48 Hours takes you inside the disturbing case and why what happened in the aftermath has behavioral scientists and the intelligence community concerned.
In July 2019, the social media platform Discord was buzzing about a photo that appeared to show a dead young woman.
So I was reading all the messages, and they're like saying that Bianca's dead.
At first, Elizabeth wasn't too concerned about her friend Bianca Devins and thought it might be fake.
On Discord, it's fairly common for people to post gore and disturbing images just to sort of get a rise out of people.
Reporter E.J. Dixon covered the story for Rolling Stone magazine.
It was certainly within the realm of possibility that this could have been faked.
Dispatch to all units.
But it all became very real when a 911 call came in from Brandon Clark.
We have him on the line now.
A young man that Bianca had been out with that night.
My name is Brandon. The victim is Bianca Michelle Devins.
40's on pole.
Wearing body cameras, Utica police detectives rushed to the location.
Copy, 47.
Detectives Michael Curley and Brian Coramado describe the chaotic scene.
An officer pulled up and he observes Brandon. Hi. What are you doing, man? Brandon's armed with a knife.
After a brief struggle, police disarmed Clark and placed him under arrest. Investigators soon discovered Bianca's body under a tarp.
So you better send somebody to the mom's house to give her a heads up.
But Bianca's mother, Kim Devins, already knew. Someone had texted Bianca's family the horrific photo.
I just kept screaming, it's not her. It's not her, it's not my baby.
In the days and weeks that followed, the images went viral on social media, and online trolls relentlessly sent Bianca's family the photos and cruel memes. Behavioral scientist Stephen Cremando.
So this is a collection of different communications received by Bianca's mom. And obviously every one of them meant to be incredibly cruel, incredibly hurtful. This is a form of psychological terrorism.
And Drika joins us now to discuss this alarming story. So, Drika, who are the people that are sending these graphic images to Bianca's family, and why are they doing it?
Well, as you just heard from Stephen Cremando at the end of that piece, he believes that this is a group known as incels. What are incels? It stands for involuntarily celibate. These are men, he says, that hope to get the attention of attractive women, and they don't. So he thinks it was that group responsible mainly for sending those death photos.
So, you know, there's a lot of poison online. There are a lot of very concerning groups online. But what is it about this particular group that has people like Cremando so worried?
He calls them a threat. You know, since 2014, there have been more than 50 mass killings, he says, with attribution to incels, with a connection between that group and the rhetoric, the violent rhetoric that they've put online that then leads to actual violence. So that's why this is a threat when you look at the big picture and why it is concerning and such an important part of this story to really examine when you look at how did these photos even get out like that. And then, of course, social media companies, what is their role? That's something that the Devins family is hoping to work with social media companies on. In fact, they have a law that they would like to be passed that they're working on called Bianca's Law, which would hold these social media companies accountable because, as you know, once information is out there and it's disseminated, it's really hard to take that off those social media platforms.
So is there anything that the Devins family could do, can do to stop Bianca's death images from being circulated online? And what can someone do if they find themselves in a similar situation?
Well, I think early on in this report, you'll see that someone called the Utica Police Department and actually said, I think, you know, there's a problem here. And I believe it's this young lady in Utica, New York, which is why they called the Utica police station. And there were a number of people that called. So the good thing is there were people that were concerned enough on those social media platforms that reported it to authorities. The question really lies with the social media companies in terms of, you know, having algorithms or whatnot where they see these images and they take them off immediately. And that's what the family is hoping for in the future, so that no one ever has to go through something like this again.
So going back to this crime, why do prosecutors believe that Brandon Clark murdered Bianca?
Well, prosecutors have the evidence. You know, he actually videotaped this, and he was trying to post it and share it on social media. He was unsuccessful in that. And then, as you saw in the body camera video, he's the one that called police to that scene. And then we find that there's, you know, Bianca's body underneath a tarp right next to him, as he's also telling police at the time that he was going to kill himself. So there was no question about that. And in the very beginning, he pled not guilty, then he pled guilty, then he tried to say not guilty again. There are a lot of moving parts to this story, but ultimately, prosecutors believe that his motivation behind this is that he wanted Bianca all to himself. She did not want to be in an exclusive relationship, and they believe that he could not handle that.
And where's Brandon Clark now?
He is in prison. He is serving 25 years to life for second-degree murder. He's expected to be up for parole when he's in his late 40s, because remember, he's in his early 20s, so 25 to life. The family is confident, though, that he will spend the rest of his life in prison, but they plan to stay on this case, they said, so that after those 25 years are up, they said they will be in those courtrooms advocating for him to continue to serve that life sentence.
Drika, fascinating story. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So the new season of 48 Hours begins with Jerika's report, the online life and death of Bianca Devins. You can watch it Saturday at 10, 9 Central on CBS, or you can stream it on Paramount Plus.